Welcome back to Twin Cities Live on this very fun Friday. So listen, Ben and I are nerds. We talk a lot about soil health, particularly when it comes to regenerative farming. But maybe that should be the same approach that we're taking when we look at our own lawns.
Exactly. So that's the practice from the people at bioLawn, a locally owned lawn care company that focuses on building healthy soil and the roots underneath using natural organics. And I'm going to tell you guys, the results are going to shock you.
Ooh.
What are you doing? What? What are you doing? What do you got in there?
What's it look like I'm doing?
I don't know. What do you got in there?
I don't know. I'm spreading, it looks like bird seed.
Bird seed?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Or Dippin' Dots.
Looks like you're fertilizing. Do you know what you even got in there?
No. I just want to drive it some more. These are not Dippin' Dots. This is not bird seed. What exactly is this?
So this is a specialized fertilizer. We put a combination of organic and mined minerals together to come up with something that's better for the environment than just the traditional fertilizer that a lot of people have put on their lawns for decades. So what we have done as a company is put together a program and specifically products that are better for the environment, factoring in, organics and natural products, mined minerals. What can we do that's going to build that soil health so that the lawn thrives kind of independent of traditional chemicals?
Because what is traditional chemicals? Why is that harmful to what we do on the residential side, or even just putting on our grass and soil?
Well, what happens is when it washes off the lawn into the waterways, into our environment, if the lawn doesn't take it up, that's when it can start having downstream effects into different organisms, into the waterways, and that's where we get a lot of the problem.
We're on a property right now that has a stream and a little brook right next to us.
Yep.
And I think that's the one thing that people forget about is like what you put on your lawn, whether you're by water or not. It's probably going to make it into the groundwater system, eventually into the waterways, which is going to affect all the fish and wildlife and all of that stuff.
For sure.
And this house legit has to think about that because it's right next to it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we prefer that someone would think about that because we don't want that downstream effect.
So when we talk about biodiversity, soil health, all of that stuff, what does that really look like? Like, is there going to be a difference that we can see on the top of the soil, or is it all kind of taking place in the ground?
So sometimes you can see it on the top of the ground, right? A lawn's going to look greener in the spring versus taking longer to green up because that biodiversity is already working naturally. But a lot of times what you don't see is what's going on underneath. Hey, Will, bring in that soil sample.
What do we have here? What are we looking at here?
All right, so here we've got two different soil cores, one pulled from a lawn that's been treated for over the past 10 years with our formula, and another lawn next door that hasn't been treated. And so what you're gonna notice initially is the bioLawn one is much more intact. Those roots are going deeper. Whereas when I look at the one not treated, you can see it's
just falling apart.
It's already fallen apart, right? Those roots are not very deep, just kind of going into the ground. And you also notice much more consistency in the soil, coloration and quality. Will here and I, we both have a background in turf science.
I actually took care of the tennis courts at Wimbledon for a couple years.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
So how did you get that gig?
I was actually where Aaron and I met on an international tour of England on turf and asked for a job while we were touring Wimbledon.
You guys are like soil nerds.
A little bit, for sure, plant nerds. For sure, plant
I'm just
nerds.
giving you a hard time.
No, we are.
I'm saying like you guys really are like really intelligent at the science part of what you're doing. You guys are like big brain about this stuff.
We are. I mean, we're really passionate. What can we do that's going to leverage all our skills and is also going to help us, do something that we would feel good about for our family as we start raising our kids. And that's what kind of brought this business together.
Well, do you guys mind if I just get back to work? I mean, this is all great. I love talking about this stuff, but I got work to do.
Well, now that you know something and you know what you're doing, I'd be happy to let you get back on there and get at it.
All right, it really was wild to see the difference firsthand, the difference in soil and the root depth. So fun what they're doing. So listen, guys, bioLawn is offering a special deal for new customers. Get 50% off your first visit and receive a free soil activator to jumpstart your lawn growth this spring.